Hi, I'm Dr. Kim, and if you've been struggling with lower back pain, you're not alone. As a chiropractor and somatic movement coach with over a decade of experience, I've helped more than 4,000 people understand and heal chronic lower back pain, often when nothing else had worked. In this video, I want to share with you the top reasons why your lower back hurts, so you can finally make sense of what your body is trying to tell you and begin the journey to real, lasting relief. The truth is, lower back pain isn't something you just have to live with. It has causes. And when you understand these causes, you can address them at the root instead of just masking the pain. Let's explore the most common and most overlooked reasons. You might be surprised by what you learn. Reason 1: poor posture and prolonged sitting. One of the biggest culprits is poor posture, especially from sitting too much. Think about how much of your day is spent sitting, at your desk, in the car, on the couch. Over time, this leads to shortened hip flexors, weakened glutes, and extra pressure on the lower spine. When your body stays in a slouched or seated position for hours, your muscles adapt to that shape. The curve in your lower back may become exaggerated, and that creates imbalance and strain. Quick tip: try setting a reminder on your phone to stand up and walk around every 30 to 40 minutes. Even just a minute or two of movement can interrupt the pattern of stiffness and compression. Have you ever noticed how much worse your posture is at the end of a long workday? Comment below. Reason number 2: muscle imbalances and a weak, deep core. Let's talk about this. Your lower back is not meant to carry the whole load. It's part of a team that includes your core, hips, and glutes. When your core is weak or your hips are tight, your lower back ends up picking up the slack. It overworks. It tightens up to protect you. And over time, that leads to pain. In fact, many of my clients are surprised when I tell them their back pain isn't really a back problem. It's a support problem. What's the fix? Gentle, deep core activation, glute engagement, and hip mobility work. You don't need hardcore crunches. You need mindful, functional movements that bring balance back to your body. Reason number 3: stress and emotional tension. This is a big one that most people don't think about: emotional stress. You've probably heard the phrase, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, but a lot of us actually carry it in our lower backs. Stress activates your nervous system. You go into a fight or flight response, and your muscles tense up, especially around your spine and pelvis. And if that stress becomes chronic, your back stays tight, even when you're just trying to relax. In my work, I blend gentle movement with nervous system regulation techniques like breath work and somatic release, because your body and mind are deeply connected. When you learn to calm your nervous system, your muscles naturally soften too. Have you noticed that your pain gets worse during periods of stress? Let me know. Reason number 4: nerve compression and disc issues. Of course, some pain stems from more mechanical issues like nerve compression or disc problems, such as herniated or bulging discs. This kind of pain often feels sharp or shooting and may radiate down the legs, especially with sciatica. You might notice it flares up with bending, lifting, or even just sitting. What's important to understand is that these issues do not happen in isolation. They're often the result of years of poor movement patterns and muscle imbalances. So even if you've been told you have a disc problem, there's still a lot you can do, especially by restoring mobility in your hips and strength in your deep core, so that you can take the pressure off your spine and disc. I'd like to know, have you ever had an MRI or told you have a disc issue? Reason number 5, lack of movement and fear of movement. Now, here's something I see all the time. People stop moving because they're afraid of making the pain worse. And I get it. I've been there. Pain is scary. It makes you cautious and guarded. But ironically, not moving is one of the worst things you can do. Your spine needs motion to stay healthy. When you become stiff and avoid activity, your muscles weaken, your joints dry out, and your fascia, your body's connective tissue, starts to lock up. The key is safe, gentle, and gradual movement. Things like daily walks, hip circles, and my personal favorite, somatic exercises, which rewire your nervous system and restore coordination without force or strain. If you've ever felt like traditional workouts just made things worse, you might be amazed at how light, mindful movement can unlock your body and dissolve pain from the inside out. Reason number 6, poor breathing and pelvic floor dysfunction. This one might surprise you. How you breathe affects your back. Deep diaphragmatic breathing actually supports your spine and helps stabilize your core. But when you breathe shallowly, up in the chest with tension in your shoulders, it puts more load on the lumbar spine. Poor breathing patterns are often linked with pelvic floor dysfunction too, which can throw off the whole alignment of your spine, hips, and lower body. In my private online sessions, I often teach my clients how to breathe better first, before any stretching or movements, because this alone can dramatically change how your back feels. Take a minute to notice, how are you breathing right now? Are you breathing into your chest or into your belly? Reason number 7, nutritional deficiencies and inflammation. This is a lesser known cause. Certain vitamin and mineral deficiencies like low magnesium, vitamin D, or omega-3s can increase muscle tension, nerve sensitivity, and inflammation in the body. A diet high in processed foods, sugar, and inflammatory oils can keep your body in a state of chronic low-grade inflammation, which makes healing harder and increases pain sensitivity. I often recommend simple, nourishing changes like cutting down on refined sugar and caffeine to support the body's natural healing process. For some clients, I recommend certain herbs and supplements too. Do you notice your pain is worse after certain meals or during times of poor nutrition? Let me know. Now let's recap. The most common causes of lower back pain I see are poor posture and prolonged sitting, muscle imbalances and a weak, deep core, stress and emotional tension, nerve compression and disc issues, lack of movement due to fear or stiffness, dysfunctional breathing patterns, and even poor nutrition and inflammation. The good news? Your body is incredibly wise and resilient. You don't need to live with the pain, and you don't need endless appointments to the chiropractor or doctor, pills, or complicated treatments. You need the right awareness, education, the right movements, and a compassionate approach that works with your body, not against it. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to take a moment to reflect. Which of these reasons feels the most true for you right now? Healing starts with awareness, and from there, small, consistent shifts and routines can lead to big, lasting changes. I'm Dr. Kim, and I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. If you'd like to explore deeper ways to heal your back naturally, check out the link in my description. I've also got free resources and a full course to guide you every step of the way. You can also check out my many miraculous client testimonials, some of whom have gone from using a wheelchair to get around to walking unassisted within the first 2 weeks of my program. Please take care of your body. You only get one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.